All right. Yeah, so you don't need to make it logical. In fact, I always tell my students, don't try to logically connect things, right? Don't say, for example, that the largest region for rhinoceros habitats is in northeastern India, right? Why? Because that sentence is too complex, right? You have to do a lot of calculations and a lot of linking different types of logics to come to that particular conclusion. It's much easier just to list keywords with no logic at all, right? Some of the interesting features are north, south, east, and west. Some of the beautiful countries are India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, right? That would be very easy. Someone asked, can I say colors? Normally, yes, you can say colors, although if I'm not mistaken, I believe if you get this image in the test, it's actually black and white. I'm not 100% sure on that because I haven't taken the test in the last month, right? This is just what I heard from reports. They told me that the image was black and white, so you might not be able to see any colors, right? Although don't quote me on that. I haven't actually seen it in person. All right, let's go to the next one, shall we? All right, this one should be nice and easy. This one's kind of a bit closer to what we're more used to, right? This is a regular kind of map/graph. So, Hanjing, thank you very much.
So, can you hear me?
Yes.
So which map? This one?
Yes.
I still, yeah.
So just one second. Somebody wanted me to say the previous one. Yeah, I'll just do a very, sorry, just to interrupt you, I'll just do a very.
That's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to say something like, this is a map showing rhinoceros habitats. There are several different categories, including Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. And these are further separated into north, south, and east. As we can see from the image, the most important feature is the historical distribution. This is closely followed by the current distribution. In contrast, the least important feature are potential habitats. In conclusion, the government needs to do more research on this topic. I'm just using my template, but please feel free to use your own template as well. It's just as fine. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, you can prepare yourself, and then whenever you're ready, you can go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I start now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. This is a map describing annual sunshine hours for France. We can see the map in the middle of these graphs, and there are 5 categories including in this map, including less than 1,750 hours, 750 to 2,000, 2,000 to 2,250, 2,250 to 2,500 and above. And we can see from this map, in the middle part of the France, the areas there average sunshine hours is around 1,750 to 2,000 hours. And on the northern part of the France, the most part is covered with 2,000 to 2,250 hours, and other part are around 2,500 to 2,750 hours. So we can know that it is above the 2,000 temperature in the southern part, and most areas of France, they are around 1,750 hours.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Now, in terms of content, no problems at all. You definitely covered everything there very, very thoroughly, may I just add. Okay. However, in terms of your actual speech performance, right, there's a few things that I need to point out. So the first thing, which I think everybody might have noticed, is I would estimate that you passed 1 minute in terms of duration just then.
Oh.
Yeah, it was definitely way too long. I didn't time it exactly, but I would have guessed it's probably about 1 minute, 10 seconds, probably, based on my sense of timing, right? So this is where, you know, on the one hand, it's nice that you can freestyle and you can give such a good description. But on the other hand, since we are being marked by a computer, right, we don't look at logic the same way as a human marker would. Okay, so human marker might require you to describe every single part of France in detail, exactly what the temperature is and stuff like that, right? But a computer is just looking for keywords. And when you talked, right, you repeated a lot of things many, many times. Like for example, how many times did you say the word 2000? Maybe 10, 20 times during that particular speech, but you will only get rewarded for it once. So in other words, all the rest of the times are technically unnecessary, right? I want you to don't try not to think of it as a logical speech that you're giving. Try to think of it as just listing keywords. Every keyword only needs to be said once for you to earn the mark for it. And that's all you have to do for content. Okay? Even though you're getting a full content score, right, you might have trouble dealing with time and stuff like that in a real exam. Okay, so other than being too long, you had a bit of inconsistency when it comes to speed. You started off at a nice normal pace, right? Like this is the map showing annual sunshine hours for France, no problems, right? But then after a while, right, you suddenly, as soon as you got to the numbers, you went super fast. Right?
Yes,
I had no
this
idea
is a problem.
I was just doing 2000s, 1750s, 250s all over the place.
When I come to numbers, I always go faster and faster.
Right.
Just like cannot control.
The good news is that you're not getting stuck on numbers, which is nice. Very clear. Why? Because they're all keywords. They need to be very, very clear. You have to say 2,750 in a way that everyone can clearly understand. Right? Yeah, if you want to say 1,700 as 1,700, no problems. Right? The computer will understand that. That's fine. But, right, you need to try to organize the information in a way that's a little bit more efficient. Okay? So in terms of keywords, I don't think anybody's having too much trouble with this one. Right? Obviously the title, we want to say annual sunshine hours for France. Right? We want to say some of these numbers, but we don't necessarily need to say all of them. In fact, there's a lot of repetition. See? For example, here, 2,000 to 2,250, 2,250 to 2,500. You're basically just saying the same words over and over again, right? When I talk about this, I say, right, as we can see from the image, the highest figure is 2,750 hours. This is closely followed by 2,000. In contrast, the lowest figure is 1,750. That's it, right? I don't say this weird 2 in the middle. I always try to stay away from saying too many numbers, right? And then the rest of what I can say, I can talk about colors, like for example, yellow, orange, red. I can say north, south, east, west. All of those other things are the same. And I would probably skip saying Charente Maritime because this is a little bit of a tricky thing to say and it might damage my fluency. Okay, so these are just, some decisions that I'm making as I'm preparing for this particular image. So I'll just quickly demonstrate once again, if you guys like. I'll say this is a map of France showing annual sunshine hours. There are several different categories, including red, orange, and yellow. And these are further separated into north, south, and east. As we can see from the image, the highest temperature was 2,750. This is closely followed by 2,000. And in contrast, the lowest figure is 1,750 hours. In conclusion, the government needs to do more research on this topic. And all of my emphasis when I say this, right, is on the way I produce the sounds, right? So I think of myself as an actor. It's not really about the words I'm saying, it's about how I deliver them that's going to give me the good marks. Does that make sense? Yeah, 3 numbers, more than enough, right? I can tell you that if you actually went through my speech, right, and did a count of how many keywords there are, there's probably 16 or 17, which is more than enough to get a full content score. Okay? Yeah, so no worries there.